Good afternoon. It was a warm, bright and sunny day. It is Thursday, August the 10th. I've got a nice hot cup of tea and a box to continue unboxing. What I'm going to pull out here is a pack of, that's a bag of fanzines. And these are issues of Phylactery. Now, I've already done an unboxing of the first issue of the Phylactery, which is an old school Renaissance fanzine published by Planet X Games. The next one is going to be issue 2. And this I was able to pick up at UK Games Expo because one of the traders had copies in stock, because these are published in the States and they're small press, they can be a little bit difficult to get hold of. I finally have them, and they're going to be added to my list of reviews to do for Fanzine Focus, which happens on bank holidays. So the Phylactery 2, welcome back. That's a nice, if you've been reading issue 1, hopefully you have. Welcome back to issue 2. So, editorial, and then it's not dissimilar to what it was last time. So, we have more items. The Skull Staff of Stelios, 12 Things a Magic Mouth would say. Essentially, it's a miscellany of magical and wondrous things, spells, monsters, which you can add to your old school Renaissance game. And because, of course, one old school Renaissance role-playing game is pretty much compatible with another, this is kind of systems agnostic in terms of retroclones. There are strange things that live underground and other weird critters. So these are you've just got a simple list of monsters, really done in thumbnail style, so... 1, 2, 3 faceless prophets. Unlike most inhabitants of the deep earth, these nameless, mold-eating whisperers in the dark roam about the depths of the earth in search of the deeper mysteries of existence. The characters are not immediately hostile. One or more faceless prophets may approach them and murmur a room of the game master's choice. And then you've got that. I mean, that's the nice, simple description. And then you've got the stats. The stats come into play only if they're attacked. So yeah, you have some strange encounters in the underground. And so, of long striders and giant killers, renowned rangers of the untamed north. So here we have sort of like an organisation or a band of NPCs who kill the marauding giants, which are a threat to the peoples of the north. And we have complete descriptions and the items they used. So Hecker the Red Spear was orphaned at a giant raid at a young age. He survived his own in the wilds of the north for more than 2 months before she was discovered by the legendary warrior Skode Goldeye. And then it's essentially a nice little bit of background to the NPC, and then a description of the Dragonbone Spear. While Helka might have disappeared long ago in a quest to quell the frost giants of the far north, her fabled Dragonbone Spear head was recovered by adventurers at the Rift of the Howling Ice, the site of her probable demise. This expertly carved bone spear can be modified by a skilled craftsman and acts as a spear +2. So you've got a bit of background in terms of the original wielder, and then details of the item itself. Spear +2 is a bit uninteresting. You might want to add a bit of colour to that, but it's going to do this for each of the various NPCs presented here. And then magic armours and weapons of legend is a similar thing. So we have the alabaster armour of St. Saldric the Blessed, Gateskeeper a sword, the Screaming Sceptre of Duntharos. And each of these items has got plenty of background. There's local lore attached as well, so that when you add this to your game, you can just take the item and drop it into your game. Here's a magical item, but it's more fun if you use this background and build it into your setting. What is this item? Where did it come from? Essentially, what's its provenance? She rides on the wind, Baba Yaga, Hag Queen of the North. We have stats for Baba Yaga, the old crone. I mean, she has been done again and again over the years. But hey, it'll be interesting to see how the author Levi Combs approaches Baba Yaga and how he describes her. But we've got a nice illustration and sort of like 2 or 3 pages of detail. Before we move on to 10 wayward odd fellows you might meet on any given night, and Old Man Rumples, which is a list of more people you can meet, 10 NPCs, you know, at a you know, basically at a road stop in the north. Is, for example, like Old Man Rumples, and reminiscent of the sort of the NPCs that you might meet and hire from JV West's fanzine Black Pudding. So neatly described, you know, you provide the stats as needed as the Dungeon Master. Secrets from the Lich Crypt, a whole bunch of weird old crap in a dead wizard's lab, exile of curdled swarms. So, you know, you've got a Lich's Crypt or a wizard's laboratory, and of course it's been abandoned for decades, if not centuries, and here's some things you can find in it. You know, weird and wonderful, interesting things that the player characters can pick up and interact with, and sort of like learn from or suffer the effects of touching and the like. All nicely illustrated as well. More Forbidden Demon Cult of the Outer Void. Continuing on from issue 1. So more demons that you can encounter, summon, put, you know, drive back into the void. Before we have Hall Open Spear, Wandering Cleric of the Luck Goddess NPC that player characters might encounter. And then we have the first scenario, Brood Hive of the Slime God. Mini adventure location for you to drop into your game with ease. And it's just 6 locations, but I mean, you know, so you've got the opening description, map, and you're on to the descriptions of the locations. And so, you know, each location is getting sort of like about half a page of detail there. So, I mean, not all of them, but essentially that's a really kind of detailed little encounter, which you can add to your campaign setting, just including the map. You know, that runs page 26 to 31. That's you know, that's 5 pages for just 6 locations. That's quite a lot of detail. Similarly, we have Grindhouse Deep Crawl 1, far more kind of organised and built location. Essentially a shrine. You've got an idea of sort of what lurks down the shaft, and you have this mighty shaft at the heart of the adventure. There we go. There's the shaft going all the way down, and of course, what's in the shaft is an important question. And you've actually got a table of options, so it could be different every time you roll it. Every time you roll it, every time you play it. And they're possibly the best title for any location. Alas, the Skunk Ape done been skewered. So that's quite detailed as well. It's actually quite very well detailed as an adventure location. And then it came from Spawn Vat X, which is it's a set of, you know, possible seaside wizard's tower has been exploded in a thunderous shower of half-melted stone and roaring flame, leaving this strange creature behind to rampage down upon the poor inhabitants of the seaside town. Hippie monsters. You know, if you've not got enough NPCs and monsters already in the fanzine, we have yet more. Including the Flensing Hog or Death Swine and the Dread Hound of Chernobog. And that more or less brings the issue to a close. That is Phylactery issue number 2. Nice little fanzine for your old school Renaissance role-playing games and campaign. So, hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box containing a book or game, or in this case a fanzine, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook, and we'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.